I'm Lisa Bradshaw. I am working from home. I'm taping the show from home. I found a creative way to add a couple camera angles and make it a little more interesting for the viewer at home instead of just a split Zoom screen. But this is what we're doing. We're making do with our situation at home and at work. And so today's guest, I get to speak with Wendy Moten. She and I met last year when I was on tour. She's coming to us from Nashville, Tennessee. I happened to be a witness during her very first performance at the Grand Ole Opry with Vince Gill last year. And we're gonna check in with her and see how she's doing. She's used to being on stage and performing on a very regular basis, and she's following the rules and staying at home like most of us are. So here we go, Wendy. Thanks for being
here. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see your face.
Good seeing you too.
I love your glasses.
Thank you. Well, you know.
So as I said at the start of the show, I got to, my friends and I, my two besties flew in from Wenatchee and came to Nashville for that leg of the trip. And we went to the Grand Ole Opry and we had front row seats and we got to watch you perform your heart out. What was that like?
Oh my gosh. You know, first of all, I grew up, you know, in Memphis, Tennessee. And, you know, I grew up at a time when there's like 6 or 7 television, you know, stations. And so, you know, I ended up watching Hee Haw and Soul Train and, you know, Carol Burnett and, you know, all the other Flip Wilson. So, you know, watching Hee Haw and then having an opportunity to perform at the Grand Ole Opry was literally like making my country dreams come true. I mean, it was amazing. And then to have Vince Gill introduce me, because I said, this is only going to work if I get Vince Gill, who is the emperor of country to me, to introduce me, so this will stick forever and really be a part of country history. So,
well, I was excited to be there with you, and then what happened was my girls and I went out to what we didn't know was the famous bar you go out to after the Grand Ole Opry performance, and ran into and met you, and I got to interview you. We just used my phone, my friend's phone.
Yes.
Because we just wanted to capture the moment, and we just had such a good time, and you just were so happy. And I just thought, what are the chances that we get to see someone's first time performance and then get to run into them at the famous bar where everyone goes and sharing that night? So it was just a real privilege. Thanks for sharing that evening with us.
Thank you for coming up and introducing yourself and all. That was my first time at that bar too. So it was like a lot of firsts that night.
Yes.
But I'm glad that we're still, you know, in contact with each other today.
Well, you have a beautiful voice and you're so talented. I'm wondering, I was thinking about you and this shut-in that we're all doing, and hopefully we're all doing.
Yes.
And wondering for you, you're used to performing on a stage on a very regular basis. You've been on the stage even at the Grand Ole Opry. How many more times since I saw you? 5 times total?
It's been 5 times total now. It was 4 times last year, and I had one on February 15th this year.
And so what is it like for you now? You're at home and you must miss the audience and performing.
I have to tell you that I haven't had this much rest. Like literally, there's nothing I can do. There's nowhere I can go since, I don't know, before I became an adult and had that first job. I'm just like, you know, going to take advantage of this time off because I haven't had this much rest in a long time. And I just got a feeling once this thing kind of works its way out and we're able to get back to it, that I'm going to be working more than ever. I don't know how or with whom. I just feel like it's going to come back even better because this downtime is making us find out who we are today.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree that we are learning huge lessons about the human race.
Yes.
I feel like I'm learning who my friends are.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm connecting more with not so much my family in my house, but we have a Zoom call now every Thursday with our family in Seattle and in Southern California. And we didn't do that before. Nobody, you know, there's 6 of us or so, you know, signing in, 7 screens times however many people are in the room in that family. And that's just not anything I was doing before. I don't know about anybody else, but I sure wasn't doing that.
No, I wasn't either. And you know, texting, I got to get my family to Zoom because texting is how we've all been able to stay together, the family group text. Great invention. And, but I got to get the family on Zoom. But it's just, I've been so thankful for the time and to be able to have the time to, you know, be able to reflect and rest. I mean, I don't even feel guilty. I used to feel guilty because I'm so used to like hustling. You got to get, and I haven't really had a break in about 18 years. I just jumped from tour to tour to tour to tour, all genres. And some real downtime never happened. But in a way, I'm really thankful for it because
So
now I
tell me,
can actually, yeah,
go ahead.
just I'm just actually able to get to know myself and figure out like what I want my next, what is my dream? What am I going to go after? And what am I working on now? So I've started to put things in place now. Uh, you know, get my social media up to par. Just all those things that you got to do that I've been neglecting because I haven't had time. Now I got time.
Well, I was going to ask you too for advice for people who are home, like you and me, who have time and who have wanted to pick up their guitar and practice, or have wanted to write a song in some kind of artist form, whatever that is. If it's painting, if it's writing, what is your advice right now? What are you trying to implement in your own life as a performer during this downtime?
As myself, what I'm doing is I have been wanting to do a couple of shows that I want to try to get into the pop symphonic circuit and the performing arts center circuit. So it's like, you know what? Why don't I spend this time getting those shows together, even if I'm just choosing the songs and the themes and finding out how I want the flow to go, and just start seeking those people out who are great with putting those things together, who are able to write charts like that I need, because my goal is initially to do whatever kind of music I want to sing and just sing the songs that should never be forgotten, but on the quality of the pop symphonic uh, vein. So I need to work that out. I need to figure out what that means. And now I got the time to actually do it. And what to suggest to people to do if you want to learn a new instrument, or you want to get better on something, or you want to just write songs or whatever, this is the time to do it. There's no, you can't screw up. You got a chance to start over every day. You can start over. That sucked. Okay, you can start over tomorrow. Prime example, my fiance, we've been together 25 years.
Wow.
And his name is David Santos. He's a amazing musician. He's toured with Billy Joel, Crosby, Stills and Nash, John Fogerty, and most currently with Melissa Etheridge. And he said that, hey, I want to learn how to play piano from the beginning. Now, mind you, he can play because he can read charts and he can write charts. So he literally went out and bought like 50 books. They were like 25 cents of Piano 101. And every day he goes onto the piano and he plays, starting with the basic Mary Had a Little Lamb, and just, he every day. So I'm saying that and he's 62. I'm 55, he's 62. And
You
so
are
it's
not
like,
55.
oh yeah.
You are not 55. Are you kidding me? I
So
can't
happy I
believe that.
made it.
You're
Yes.
fabulous. I would have never
55.
guessed that.
Right? And he's 62. Well, he looks like 45.
Yeah.
So it's never too late to start new things. And if that's not the right thing, then you try something else tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You just keep going till you find that thing while we got time.
Yeah, and it's never too late, right? And that's the thing. Some of us are having maybe a hard day. Sometimes it's just maybe a day you don't even get out of your sweats and t-shirt, but that's yesterday. And today, what are you going to do? What is it that you can start your day out? I getting up and taking a shower, getting up and going for a walk, getting up and making your bed is a way to start the day, and then you go from there. So I am so happy to see your face and so happy that you're getting rest, and so grateful to have you on the show. So thank you so much for that. And let's just stay in touch. And I can't wait to see you on stage again and see what comes from this downtime, what you come up with. I'm excited to see it.
But thank you for including me. You're looking amazing too. And thank you. I appreciate this moment.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm back. I interviewed Wendy Moten in the first segment about her career and meeting her at the Grand Ole Opry. And then I stopped recording and turned off the camera and turned off Zoom. And we started talking just about how life is changing because of this. And the water is getting more clear and the sky is more clear in countries that have a lot of pollution because everybody's home. And obviously when this passes, we can't all be home all of the time, but what are we learning about this? And I started sharing with her about how I'm a total germaphobe. Like, that's the term we use around this house. And so this isn't new to me, what's happening in terms of washing our hands all the time. And I use my own pen at the bank. I have lotion next to every sink because I wash my hands so often. And so she and I started chatting about it, and guess what? We're gonna talk a little longer because this is gonna be a whole different segment, right? A whole different segment about what it's like to adjust in terms of being, navigating this. And you said, and I asked you if you're interested in talking about this, this is a completely different angle of the show or of our interview, but you've had some real OCD issues.
Yes.
You were to the point of almost wearing gloves in your own home years ago.
Yes, years ago, before I met David, that was 25 years ago. I had already been, I think my OCD started because I had a big family, 5 other siblings. So we shared everything. It wasn't a problem then. When I started touring and traveling the world, I realized that's when it felt like everybody was a germ to me all of a sudden. Then I saw a Mike Wallace interview, and he was talking about that he was OCD and how his doctors were like, just leave it where it is. It's not going to change anything. They'll change the course of history. Well, for me as a
So you were talking about that. Let's explain that a little further. You were saying how in the interview, you had a lot of the characteristics like Mike Wallace in terms of straightening something out on your desk, or just whatever simple thing you couldn't leave undone, because then you thought literally it would change the course of the universe, right? And I'm not laughing that that's funny. I'm saying it's a real thing.
Yeah, it was a real thing, because in my mind, if I don't stop to make sure that towel is straight, or if I don't make sure all the doors in the house are closed, or anything like that most people don't care about, then I'm going to change the course of history. So it's important to just stop and make sure that's straight. Make sure those things are in aligned, because if not, I'm going to change the course of history, which means maybe it's something bad for me ahead. It's that all that thinking
and
takes so much time.
The germ part of it then too, you, like me, you're very aware of doorknobs and elevator buttons and I think about things sometimes like our glass dispenser and ice dispenser on the refrigerator. I said, guys, don't put your cup up against it right now, because you're basically just putting your lips up to the ice, and then the next person that comes in puts that up to there to push it open. Push it with your finger and then wash your hands. And I thought, gosh, I could go around my whole house and inform people of the things that they're not already thinking about. And trust me, nobody wants me to do that. Nobody wants that much information. But what we're having to do now in terms of the hand washing, and yesterday my boyfriend said, my hands are so dry from washing my hands all the time. I said, well, there's a lotion at every station.
That's right.
I've been doing this since 1996. There's always lotion there. You just didn't notice it. But I'm, nothing much has changed for me.
No, it's like everybody's coming to our side.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, everyone's coming to our side of the craziness, right?
Outside. And that makes it, because so much stuff goes in my head, in traveling, you don't have control when you're traveling. You don't have control. So I had to figure out ways that the moments I would have to let it go. But the fact that we were talking and sharing about it, I mean, I don't talk to people about it much, but some family members think I'm insane, but now I'm going to ask them how they feel now.
I'm hoping that people don't forget too soon, and that maybe they'll be less strained during flu season and things, because it's just because people.
I think this is going to change a lot of people. You know why? Because we've never been on pause before. We've had fluctuate, flu season, but we've never had to stop. 9/11, we had to stop. 9/11, we had to stop. And then a couple of weeks, a month later, we were hit again. Mm-hmm. This is scarier because it's invisible. And people are afraid of that, I would hope.
Well, and I think too that one of the greatest ways to combat fear is information. And the best information we have is hand washing and staying home.
Yes.
Pretty simple. If you're hand washing and now you're staying home and you're careful when you're out, groceries are the minor things that are being, hopefully the navigating that you're doing, only small outings infrequently, then this is the opportunity then for those changes to come. Do I want everyone to be paranoid to the point that everyone's washing their hands and they're cracking skin when this is over? No, because our body has the ability to fight most things.
Like now, I have to say that these days that I've been resting and I'm OCD, I mean, I have to say the house is not as like it normally is, because it's like, when am I going to have this? There's nobody coming in. There's no, you don't interact. I can actually just stop everything.
Yeah.
So, I'll let everything go.
I saw a meme on Facebook yesterday or today, I don't remember, and it said, all that time I wanted to clean the house, but I didn't have time. I realized that wasn't my excuse. Now they have time and they didn't want to clean their house.
I don't want to. Well, I usually have to keep everything in order, but these weeks I just haven't been concerned with. I'm so happy about that moment, because I am that type of person that wants to clean every crack and every it takes days of time. Yeah. So to not do anything is because I haven't been out. This is great.
Well, thank you so much for being willing to share that. I know it's not easy to do. We don't need everyone to know every little thing about us, but I do think people watching can relate to having that.
Today they can. Today they can.
Yeah, today they can. Today we aren't so strange, are we? Get on the bus.
That's right.
Well, thanks, Wendy. I will for sure, for real, let you go now about your day. And thanks for spending 2 whole segments of the show with us. And like you said, take care and stay in touch. I can't wait to see what you do.
Right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lisa.
See ya. Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa Bradshaw, recording Life with Lisa Bradshaw from home via Zoom. I wanted to start by having someone local on the show and talk about the business point of view and how we can be supportive of small business. It's something that is everywhere on social media and on the internet. And so my first guest here is a local business owner, Tiffany Bruehl. You might know her from the Hair Loft. She's the owner of the Hair Loft. And thank you for being on the show today. You've got kids at home. Your life is an upheaval, just like so many of us. So thanks for making the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So we're friends on Facebook and we're friends in real life. And I've been paying attention to your posts. And you posted one of the first things that I read about how you as a small business person have supported all of the fundraising that's done. You've bought the Girl Scout cookies, you've given to the baseball teams, whatever it is that your business has given to, that so many businesses in our community give to, and you're saying, now I need your help.
Absolutely. Even before the mandated closure, we saw a significant decrease in business. I would say that we saw less than 40% of our ordinary client visits the week leading up to the closure. And so we weren't even thinking about a closure. We were just getting a handle on that, making sure we had wait lists in place so we could fill those empty time slots. I'm ordinarily booked out 4, 6, 8 weeks because I've been a hairdresser in this valley for almost 20 years. And I was having hours with nothing to do at work. And so we took that opportunity to focus on cleaning and those sorts of things. Definitely, we have very strict safety and sanitation laws in our industry, but we took the opportunity to go deeper, to be bleaching things, to be making sure that everything was safe for our guests, but that just still didn't fill the hours.
So you were basically thinking, we're gonna adjust, we're gonna be slower, but we're gonna be here, we're gonna try and stay busy, and then everything starts shutting down.
Yeah, so it was a Monday. Most hairdressers are home on Mondays, most salons are closed, and I knew that the governor would be addressing the state. My husband was home from work that day. He's only been getting maybe 1 day off of work because he works at a local grocer. So we sat on the couch together and watched the governor address the state, and we were expecting to have unclear message on who all was going to be included. And I do commend him for being very clear. He stated very clearly every single person that he was mandating to close, including salons, barbershops, spas, etc. And I won't lie, I was devastated. I started crying, and my husband just said, you know, survival rate's 100%. Made it through everything that has hit me so far in this life, and this will be no different.
When you think about the people who are supporting you now, you put out that plea to your clients, to your friends, to your family, and said, we've been supporting business for years in this community. Now I need your help. You asked for people to perhaps purchase salon gift certificates. I think it was $20 a piece. And you posted the next day with envelopes, your hand full of envelopes of gift certificates you needed to mail because people had heeded your plea and been generous.
And it's really incredible because unfortunately, if you're buying gift certificates from all your restaurants, salons, and things like that, the problem is that we're just extending the problem out, because when we reopen, we're going to be only redeeming gift certificates, and businesses still need cash flow. So our proposal was, yes, we would love to sell you gift certificates. We appreciate your support during this time. But if we could sell those in $20 increments that are redeemable one at a time, we'll be able to keep, have a long-term solution as opposed to a short-term just pay the bills today. And we'll still have cash flow. And we're not only going to use that money for the salon overhead. I have 5 women that depend on those doors remaining open and us reopening when this is all said and done. So my stylists normally are required to pay a minimum rent, and that has been absolutely waived regardless of what agreement my landlord and I can come to. So I am not asking my salon stylists to pay rent during this time. We're going to use all of these gift certificate sales to pay our overhead, and then any that is left over will be dividended out to the ladies so that they can still get a little bit of gas or some groceries, because we're making $0 right now.
Well, I just know that you wanted to thank the community for their support so far, and none of us know how long this is going to last. I think I've learned a lot about human nature just from the toilet paper fiasco. I don't think I can be friends with anyone who's hoarding toilet paper. I seriously, I just can't, I can't wrap my brain around it, because I believe we show who we are in times of
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
if you're going there to try to buy something that somebody else could use some of, whatever that is, I understand the panic, but if we stick together and support businesses like yours and kind of just chill out, things can be better.
I'm hearing all these people that are so upset about being stuck at home with their kids. I have to say, for one, I'm having a ball. Right after this interview, we are playing dress up as kings and queens, and we are going outside for a photo shoot with my daughter and grandson. And later this afternoon, we're going to be planting some seeds, some starts for a garden. This morning, I cleaned my pantry out. I mean, make use of it, have fun, make lists, and get those things in. I work a lot, so I'm over being upset. There's nothing I can do except for what I've done. And so now I'm just really ready to enjoy this time with my family, with my children, my grandson, just make it fun. Come up with creative ideas where you're keeping yourself and others safe, but you're getting outside and enjoying this time.
Our kids are going to remember it for the rest of their lives, and how we behave and how we engage them and how we conduct ourselves is the greatest lesson in human nature I think we can ever give them.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for pulling it all together and making a quiet corner in your house for me. So I appreciate it.